Thank you, and welcome back to the National Indigenous Virtual Tech Conference. I hope you've enjoyed the morning. We're going into our lunch break now, and we have a lot of things for you to do during that lunch break, including messaging each other by clicking on your profiles. It's time to network. It's also time again to revisit some of those virtual booths that you may have missed. They'll be open for the next 20 minutes. And also we'll provide some entertainment, some local Manitoba talent. Rhonda Head will be here from the Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Rhonda Head is a Mezzo Soprano from the Opaskwayak Cree Nation. She has been studying classical music with renowned vocalists throughout her career and has also used her passion for uplifting others. On her show, Indigenous Superstars Live, Rhonda also interviews other Indigenous musicians from all over the world every week online. And here she is sharing her talents with you. Here's Rhonda Head.
Hello everyone, my name is Rhonda Head and I'm from the Opaskwayak Cree Nation, and I want to thank the organizers of this awesome tech conference that'll be going on for the next 2 days. I want to thank them for reaching out to me as well to be able to perform for you today. And also tune in this evening for the youth talent show that has been going on for a couple of weeks, and there's some really amazing performers, youth performers that have performing and then making the finals, and they're going to be this evening tonight. So I hope to see you tonight and supporting the youth that have been participating in the youth talent show. So I want to thank Jennifer Wood, the conference organizer, and the CEO, Lisa Clark, who were instrumental in getting this conference going and for inviting me to be part of this awesome virtual tech conference. So the first song I'm going to sing is the song that I re-released, and I performed it with the Prague Symphony, and I'm really proud to say that it was our first time working with an Indigenous person and also working in an Indigenous language with the Prague Orchestra. So I'm really proud to say that my song is doing really well in Europe right now. Excuse me. So I'm really proud about that, especially because it's in the Cree language, and the Cree language is such a beautiful language. So the song is called Kisagiten, I Love You. Kipiten kasagiten, kipiten kasagiten, pemate se windapwe, kagegi, kipiten kasagiten. Can you hear me? I love you. I said, can you hear me? I love you. Life, it's true. Forever. Kipiten kisagiten, pemate se windapwe, I said, can you hear me? I love you. Life, it's true. Forever. Kepeten kesagitin, kepeten kesagitin, pematisi wendapwe, kageki, kageki. And that's Kisagitin, which means I love you in the Cree language. So I hope you enjoyed that. And that song is one of my latest release, and it's doing really well. And like I said, it's doing really well on SoundCloud in Europe, and they're just loving it over there. So I'm really happy they're listening to my song, and especially because it's in the Cree language. So I'm really, really proud about that. I was going to take a sip of some water here. So the next song I'm going to perform is I think I'm going to do 500 Years first before I do my finale song. So this song, 500 Years, is the very first song that I wrote. I usually did a lot of opera arias and musical theater and jazz cover tunes. So when I went to the Banff Center, this song came to me, and I just felt like the ancestors channeled through my body to write this song, because I wrote it in one afternoon in my hut at the Banff Center, and everything came to me, and I was like, holy smoke. So I started writing, and I started crying. I was angry. And then after I finished writing it, I was so tired because it took so much energy out of me. And I went back to my room, and I had a nap. And then that evening I went back to the hut, and I composed the melody for the song. And the way I compose my melodies is that I take pictures of the landscape of a Pasquia Cree Nation, and I graph out the points of the tree line or the valleys in the area where I come from, and I graph them out on a scale, and that's where the melodies come from. So this is one of my first songs that I wrote, and I won an award for it at the Global Music Awards, and that's a real big award show, because we're competing with musicians from all over the world. And my song won a protest song, so I was really proud about that, and it was pretty good for a first time writing a song and composing, so I'm pretty proud about that. And it's called 500 Years. It's a story about our history of Indigenous people. Across the sea they came, invaded our land, and took away our home. Mother shared a story, they cut her hair in braid, punished for speaking Cree. Why were they so mean? How do I get over it? 500 years of pain, past hurts are very haunting. Internalize the pain, the stories make me cry. Our people suffered so, stolen and abused. Genocide was here. Where have they all gone? Our sisters, moms, and friends. 1,200, those souls of beauty, each one of them all loved. rise above the sadness, move forward as we heal. How do I get over it? One story at a time. The hurt turns into anger, each story just like mine. A prophecy was spoken, eagle and condor fly, side by side together, high up in the sky. A movement changed the world to save our Mother Earth. Our people danced together, each nation joined as one. How do I get over it? You tell me all the time. My wish for all humanity, to love and to be kind. My wish for all humanity, to love and to be kind. And that was 500 years, and that took me one afternoon to write after getting angry and sad and mad, and it just came out of me, and that's what I produced that afternoon in Banff. So that was a pretty intense song for me to write, and I'm glad I wrote it though, because it is the story about Indigenous people in Canada. So the next song I'm going to sing is a song that I'll tell you the history about where it came from. I went on a spiritual journey. There was a whole bunch of us that went on a bus from Winnipeg to Ottawa, and this young lady young Indigenous lady, she lived in Winnipeg her whole life, but she was from a reserve up from in northern Manitoba, and she never had the chance to experience ceremony or anything Indigenous, because she went to school and grew up in the city, in an urban center. She wasn't exposed to ceremonies. So during this trip, we stopped in several different reserves in Ontario, and each reserve that we went to, they did a ceremony for us. We had a feast, and then we prayed, we smudged. They even took us to sacred sites on the reserve. So I asked this young lady, I said, do you understand what's going on? Do you know what's going on when we're doing our ceremony? And then she just looked at me with a twinkle in her eye, and I could just tell that she got it. She understood it, and I just by her the way she looked at me and that twinkle in her eye, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like an aha moment for me and for her. So this song I wrote about her, about our blood memory, and then when we go to the ceremony, like we're familiar with it, even though we haven't been, even though we didn't grow up with it. It's inside our blood memory. So that's where this song, that my final song that I'm going to sing for you, is called Awaken. And I recently re-released it again. I believe it was last year or 2 years ago. But I called it Awaken, the graduation song. So a lot of I get asked to perform this song at a lot of graduations too. So this song is also for the grads as well. And it's called Awaken. It's in our blood, our DNA. It bonds our past today, ties to future ways. The connection is strong. to wake up and be strong. The time is now. Don't be afraid. We've had it all along. Awaken, awaken, awaken. Your ancestors would be so proud. They've been waiting for so long. It's time to wake up and be strong. The time is now. Don't be afraid. We had it all along. Awaken, awaken, awaken. Through our stories and our songs, ancestors are here. Awaken your soul. Your ancestors would be so proud. They've been waiting for so long. It's time to wake up and be strong. The time is now. Don't be afraid. We had it all along. Awaken, awaken, awaken. And that's Awaken. And again, it's been an honor to perform for you this afternoon, and enjoy the conference. And I want to thank Jennifer Wood and Lisa Clark again for inviting me this afternoon. And see you tonight at the talent show. Hagase.